Liftoff.
Hey there, Weekend Confirmers. It's Jeff Cannata here with your question of the week. This week's question sent in on the Twitters from @Pabibi, perhaps? P-B-E-E-B-Y. He asks, how do you prevent becoming jaded with games as you get older? Wow. You know, I think that is kind of my biggest job in this job, is to prevent that. I think that once you get a little too jaded and you're not having fun anymore, I think that's when you lose your usefulness in this profession. So it's something that I protect dearly, and I think that you have to remind yourself what you love, and I think there's always going to be a little bit of jadedness that's going to come in with anything in life if you do it a lot, and I think that's natural and that's okay. I think with experience comes a difference in perspective, and I think that's okay. It's when cynicism creeps in and you start judging things before you experience them that the problem arises. I think you can perhaps describe something as jaded that I don't think is problematic, i.e., you have a lot of experience, you've played a lot of games, you played more games than the average person, and therefore your perspective on what constitutes a good game, what sets something apart from a crowd, what a level of quality is, I think is better informed, and perhaps your expectations are maybe raised, or at least informed by what has come before. That I don't think is jaded. I think some people could maybe qualify it as jaded. I wouldn't. I would qualify that as being experienced and bringing that experience to bear on what you're talking about. Where the danger comes in, where quote unquote jaded is problematic for me, is when you start to judge things before you've experienced them. When you start to get predictive and you start to make assumptions and you start to assume the worst about something simply because some other things have happened that worked out poorly in the past. I really, really, really try to prevent that, and I think that's important in order to provide a voice for people that don't have the access that we do. I mean, all I am, honestly, is a proxy for you. If you don't have some of the access that I do, hopefully I get to give you my experience so that you can make either an informed buying decision or just sort of get excited or not excited about the stuff that you're interested in. And I'm hoping that I give an opinion that's coming from my personal experience, but is also comes from a place of being genuinely excited about this stuff, as anybody who would tune into this programming would be. So that's my goal, and I think as we get older, I think you've seen more and more, and so your opinion is by necessity influenced more and more by what you have seen, and I don't think that's bad. I just think that what you need to preserve, or what I need to preserve, is a sense of excitement, of joy, of real appreciation and enthusiasm for this hobby, which honestly is fun for most people. So that's my goal, and I appreciate the question. I hope to see you guys next week.
Shooting mechanics that involves game players out there. Now, I think what his question is really asking is, do we need a girlfriend mode? And I think that this mode is actually something that's really good. There's a lot of people that I know that have maybe never done a first-person shooter before and really want to learn how to play, but have never taken the time to.